We've got the lights dimmed down, some fairy lights on, really welcoming into that compassion, heart-opening flow that we'll be working through today. I'm going to not speak so much as I usually do and give less cues, giving you the space to be able to work within your practice and really work in and have a listen to your own body as well. Okay, let's get started. So we'll be coming down to our mat, toes together, heels apart, sinking the hips down to the heels, walking those hands forward, forehead sinking down. Really feel already your heart opening, that chest opening with the shoulders, the breath filling up the back and sides of the ribs. With every inhale, reach the fingers further forward. Every exhale, sink those hips down to the heels even more. Inhale, walk the hands back. Place the hands just by your feet, fingers facing forward. Big inhale, drive the pelvis up, squeeze those glutes. Draw the shoulder blades together, opening up the chest. Take that gaze up. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale, drive all the way back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. This time start to walk the hands forward. Taking the knees in so you can roll all the way down to your stomach. Resting onto one cheek here, hands out to the side. Keeping the eyes closed down if that is what you need to do today. Inhale, come up to your Sphinx pose, forearms on the ground, pulling the hands back towards the body. Gaze just diagonally in front of the mat. Energy pushing into the mat, lifting your chest higher, pulling your heart through those arms, sinking the pelvis further down, gently activating your glutes. Half bow now. Walk your left forearm slightly further in. Bend up your left leg. Take your right hand all the way around, grabbing the inside of that left foot. Next, inhale, drive the foot away from the hand and into the foot. Keeping the right shoulder square to the front of the mat. Every inhale, lift. Every exhale, see if you can take that breath calmer. Final inhale. Exhale, fully release back to your Sphinx. Right arm slightly in this time, bend up your right leg. Take your left hand all the way around to the inside of that right leg. Next, inhale, drive the foot away so you can lift the thigh off of the ground. Feeling that contraction in your lower back. Driving the pelvis further into the mat, keeping the left shoulder square. Inhale, exhale, release all the way down, resting onto the other cheek now. Releasing your glutes. Hands underneath your shoulders, forehead to the ground. Really slowly push yourself up to your all fours. Coming into puppy pose, hips and knees in line. Walking the hands further forward, sinking the chest down to the ground. Forehead down to the ground. If you're even more open in that front body, taking the chin to the ground, dropping the chest. Taking the hands to prayer in front of you. Prayer hands drawing up and over to the small of our neck. Walking those shoulders towards one another. Elbows further forward. Opening up through the front of our chest. Into those shoulders. Helping that heart pull through. Keep sinking that chest down. Extend those hands again. Walk back towards your all fours. Right leg forward, low lunge. Hands all the way up. Sink that left hip flexor down to the ground, keeping those ribs contained, keeping the pelvis tucked. Staying here or interlacing your hands behind you, drawing your knuckles down towards the mat. Taking your heart high, shoulder blades drawing together. Keep breathing. Try to find some stillness and some space here in your breath. Really slowly, all the way back up. Hands down to the ground, switching over to the other side. Left leg forward. Low lunge, hands come all the way up, sinking down through that right hip, keeping those ribs contained. Staying here or interlacing those hands. Inhale, drawing the knuckles down towards the mat, pulling your heart through, thinking about your heart growing high rather than your back bending. Gaze up to the ceiling. Keep sinking that right hip down. Inhale, slowly tuck the chin, come all the way back up. Hands planted down on the ground. Step the right foot this time to meet the left at the front of the mat. Toes together, heels apart, forward fold. Knees bent, chest to thighs, really release that head. Walk those feet to hips width distance or just over. Sink fully down here. Really gently opening up the back body, taking some sways, whatever movement speaks to you. Coming back to stillness now. With your knees bent, super slowly roll all the way up to standing through every vertebrae, head being the last thing to come up. Take those feet to hips width distance, feet parallel. Hands out in front of you. Big inhale, take the hands back, expanding the chest, gaze up. Exhale, curve that spine, take the hands together, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, hands back, open up the chest. Exhale, draw that chin to the chest, tuck that tailbone. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale one more time. Exhale fully. Inhale those hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, really big forward fold, sweeping those hands out to the side, all the way down, giving your body a really nice big hug, keeping that head hanging. Inhale, sweep those hands all the way up through bent knees. Exhale, forward fold, hugging yourself with the opposite arm in front this time. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Hands back down beside your body. Inhale, coming into your warrior one, taking the left foot straight back, hands all the way up. Thinking about those hips being square, internally rotating this back leg, driving through the back heel, keeping the ribs contained. Exhale, hands behind you, interlace those fingers. Inhale, draw them down, pull that chest up. Exhale, humble warrior, fold all the way over that front leg, drawing your arms up and over, knuckles drawing down to the ground. Working that back leg as much as the front, keeping that right hip contained rather than sticking out. Breathing here, finding space, keeping that head super loose. Your neck isn't holding on to it at all. It's completely a dead weight here. Next, inhale, slowly come all the way back up to your warrior one. Settle into your warrior two, adjusting those feet. Settling in here, externally rotating that back leg. Keeping that front knee over to the outside edge of that foot. Inhale, reach the right hand forward. Exhale, reverse warrior, straighten up through that front leg. Reach that right hand up and over. Right shoulder away from the face. Really nice open chest here. Final breath. Exhale, come all the way forward. Cartwheel those hands down. Stepping the right foot straight back. Coming through your vinyasa. Shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, halfway down all the way. Upward dog or cobra. Pulling your heart through. Exhale all the way back. Downward dog. Pushing the ground away. Spreading those fingers. Driving the index fingers into the mat. Externally rotating those shoulders. Knees bent, heels off the floor is absolutely fine. Relaxing that head. Inhale, take the left leg forward, this time setting up for our warrior one. Big inhale all the way up. Square those hips. Internally rotate that back leg, working those glutes. Contain the ribs. Exhale, hands behind us, interlace. Inhale, draw the knuckles down. Exhale, humble warrior, spill over that front leg. Knuckles up and over. Hanging your head here. Working both legs as much as the other. Inhale slowly all the way back up to your warrior one. Exhale into your warrior two. Externally rotate that back leg, tuck the pelvis, core engaged. Settle in here. Inhale, left hand forward, exhale up and over, straightening that front leg. Opening up the heart here. Exhale, come all the way down, hands down to the ground. Taking that left leg straight back, switching straight over, right leg forward. Walk the hands around to the right side of the mat. Toes turning to the right side of the mat, tuck those toes. Folding over here, exhale. Think about that chest leading, hips sticking out back. Drawing those knees up, activating the thighs, releasing those hamstrings. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, placing the hands in front of your face, straightening those arms. Taking the left hand just underneath the face. Big inhale, right hand comes all the way up, keeping those hips square. Think about that left rib cage spinning round to the right, keeping that length of the crown of the head forward. And exhaling, spinning that a little bit more if you've got the space. Exhale all the way down, switching over to the other side, right hand under your face. Inhale, left hand all the way up, keeping those thighs engaged, checking those hips are square. Pushing the mat away with those hands. Lengthening the crown. Exhaling, spinning around. Exhale, hand comes all the way back down to the mat. Walk the hands all the way round to the front. Back into that low lunge. Left knee down, take that right foot straight back. Close knee, child's pose, sink the hips down to the heels. Walk the hands forward, forehead down. Take really big inhales and exhales, expanding through the back and sides of the ribs. Inhale, walking forward, coming all the way down to our bellies. Taking our hands out by our face, taking one knee up into this sleeping position. Resting onto whatever cheek feels comfortable here. We're going to take this as our Shavasana. If you'd rather roll over, absolutely do so. Come into any extra movements you feel like you need. And feel that heart expanding with your breath, driving into the floor. Feeling that connection to the ground, which is always there to support us. Whenever you're on the mat, finding a sense of calmness and stillness. Fully sinking into the ground, letting your body feel heavier and heavier. Stay in your Shavasana if you have the time. If not, take your leg back out long, forehead to the ground, hands in front of you. Big stretch, fingers and toes as far away from one another as possible. Tuck that pelvis. Hands under the shoulders. Really slowly push yourself all the way up into a comfortable seated position. Keeping the eyes closed, hands resting onto your thighs, palms facing up. Hands to heart center. Bow the chin. Thumbs to third eye. Take a moment here to feel a great amount of compassion for yourself. Giving yourself permission to find the stillness when you need. and listening to your body, not comparing yourselves to others, and serving yourself to exactly what you need, really tuning in. Thank you for all the energy that you provide my practice. Coming to the end of our session now, taking the hands away from the eyes and opening up the eyes whenever you're ready.